we have 4 group members, which is me, Ahmad Al-Basik, Ifan Safwan, Melissa Afroza, and Alia Natasha. Title is time taken to reach an academic complex by using different transportation among students of Sultan Idris Education University. For population and sample, the data collected are from students of Sultan Idris Education University about time spent to reach the academic complex by using different transportation among overseas students. Based on the result, we got 125 respondents as a sample.
We have 4 objectives. First, to compare the mean time spent to reach the academic complex by bus and car, to compare the mean time spent to the academic complex by motorcycle, car and bus, to compare the variance of time spent between male and female walking to the academic complex, and lastly, to identify the relationship between types of transportation and time taken to arrive at a complex academy. Significance of the study: to avoid common time management mistakes, to improve students' punctuality, and to encourage sustainable transportation habits. The instrument: we use Google Form to collect all the data through WhatsApp and Telegram. Then, we use the movie software and Microsoft Excel as our calculation of evidence support.
First objective is to compare the mean time spent to reach the academic complex by using bus and car. Calculate that we have 5 steps to calculate it, with the significant level is 5% for the ratio of the mean. Step 1. State the null and alternative hypothesis. So for the H null is mu1 equal to mu2. That's mean the mean of time spent to reach the academic complex by bus, same with the car. Meanwhile, alternative hypothesis is mu1 greater than mu2. That's mean the mean of time spent to reach the academic complex by bus greater or higher than car. Step 2. Select the distribution used. Because n1 greater than 30 and n2 also greater than 30, both samples are large. Therefore, the sampling distribution is approximately normal, and we use the normal distribution to perform the hypothesis test. Step 3. Determine the rejection and non-rejection regions. The significance level is 0.05. The greater sign in the alternative hypothesis indicates that the test is right here. Consequently, the critical value of Z is 1.64 as shown below. For we need to calculate the value of the test statistic. First of all, we need to find mean and variance for time spent to reach the academic complex by bus and car. When we obtain the value of mean and variance, we need to substitute it into the Z-test formula. Finally, we get the Z-test value, which is 2.5601. Step 5. Make a decision. Because the value of the test statistic Z-test is 2.5601 fall in the rejection region, hence we reject the null hypothesis. Therefore, we conclude that the mean time spent to reach the academic complex by bus is higher than time spent to reach the academic complex by car. From the figure 2, by using the software of Microsoft Excel, we can conclude that we reject the null hypothesis. It is because the p-value is 0.005231, significantly smaller than the significant level of 0.05. Since the p-value is smaller, we are able to reject the null hypothesis.
Let's begin analyzing our second objective, which is to compare the mean time spent by students traveling to the academic complex using motorcycles, bus, and car. Step 1. We have to state null and alternative hypothesis. In step 1, null hypothesis is we assume that the mean for all 3 is equal, while the alternative hypothesis, we suggest that not all 3 means are equal and indicating at least one mode has a significantly different average travel time. Step 2, we have to select the distribution to use. Because we are comparing the means for 3 normally distributed population, we use the F distribution to make this test. This table showed our survey from the student. Determine the rejection and non-rejection region. The significance level is set at 0.05. We are conducting a one-way ANOVA test. This means the area in right tail of the F distribution curve represents the rejection region. To find critical value of F, we have to find the degree of freedom for numerator and denominator. So the formula as given. Using an F distribution table, we find that the critical value of F at 0.05 significance level is 3.10. Step number 4, calculate the value of test statistic. First, we have to know what is SSB, SSW, SST, MSB, and MSW. Then, we have to follow step by step of the calculation. The most important thing is we have to fill in all the information in ANOVA table. 5. Make a division. Because of the value of test statistic F is 20.34, is greater than the critical value of F equal to 3.10, it falls on the rejection region. Then we have a strong evidence to reject the null hypothesis. On the right, the one-way ANOVA results are presented. F value of 20.3 with a p-value less than 0.001 further supports our conclusion.
Okay, we are moving on to the third objective. The third objective is to compare the variance of time spent walking to the complex academic between male and female. This study aims to determine if there are significant differences in variance. Here are the data that was collected for both male and female. If we want to conduct a F-test, there are 5 steps that we need to do. The first step is we need to state the hypothesis. For the null hypothesis is the time spent walking for both male and female are equal, while the alternative hypothesis are the variance are not equal. The second step is choosing the test distribution. As I said, the F distribution are selected to compare two variants. Next, we are moving on to the step 3. The step 3 is we need to determine the rejection and non-rejection region. The rejection region lies on the bottom of the distribution curve, but only the right tail will be used since the value of F test is always greater than or equal to 1. To find the critical value, we need to know the degree of freedom for numerator and denominator. So here we got the degree of freedom numerator, which is 17, and the degree of freedom of denominator, which is 11. So using the table of 0.025 with the degree of freedom of numerator 17 and the degree of freedom of denominator of 11, we got the critical value of 3.2816. Next, step 4 is we need to calculate the value for the test statistic. To find the variance, first we need to calculate the mean and the sum of mean times and the sum of square. Then, from the value we got, we can calculate the variance. Table 9 here show the calculation. Then here we got the variance of time spent walking to complex academic for male is approximately 9 minutes. We do the same thing for females, and then we got the value of variance of time spent walking to complex academic for female is also approximately 9 minutes. Then, we already got the variance for male and female. From the variance male and female, we can calculate the F test. Then, we got the value of F test, which is 1.0834. The last step is we need to make the division. The value of F test, which is 1.0834, is less than the critical value of 3.2816, and it falls in the non-rejection region. Hence, we fail to reject the null hypothesis. So, there are no significant difference between the variance of male and female. By using the software of Microsoft Excel, we can conclude that we failed to reject the null hypothesis. It is because the p-value is significantly higher than the significant level. This indicates that there is not enough evidence to say there are significantly difference between the variance of male and female.
So now I will talk about objective 4. So our objective 4 is to identify the relationship between types of transportation and time taken to arrive at a complex academic. So to identify the relationship between types of transportation and time taken to arrive at a complex academic, we decide to use chi-square technique. So in chi-square, we must do 5 steps. So the first step is state the null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis. After that, for step 2, we must find the critical value by using the formula. For step 3, we must find the test statistic. So for step 4, we make a decision. And lastly, step 5, we summarize the result. So for the conclusion, the table by using a software of Jamovi, we can include that the value of the chi-square test statistic is 2.22 as 1 degree of freedom, whereas the p-value is 0.136. We note that p-value is greater than the conventional significant threshold, such as 0.05. Thus, we do not accept the alternative hypothesis. This means that in this sample, the type of the vehicle, which is motorcycle or car, has no statistically significant relation with the time taken to arrive at a complex academic.
For objective 1 is the mean time spent to reach the academic complex by bus is higher than car. This indicates that the mode of transportation affects the mean time taken to reach the academic complex. The transportation with the smallest mean time represent the shortest average travel times. Order of speed, car is fastest than bus.
Conclusion for objective 2. The mean times for all 3 modes of transport are different. This indicates that the mode of transportation affects the mean time taken to reach the academic complex. The group with the smallest mean represents the shortest average travel time. Order of speed, motorcycle is the fastest, then car, and the slower is bus.
Okay, next the conclusion for the comparison of variance of time spent walking to complex academic between male and female. Here, we got the value of variance for male is 9.32 minutes, while the variance of female is 8.61 minutes. The variance of male is slightly higher compared to female. This means that the travel time for male is more spread out, while the travel time for female is more consistent. The difference between the two variants is small, indicating that there are no significant difference between the variance of time spent walking to complex academic between male and female.
The conclusion for objective 4 is the hypotheses are presented clearly explain what relationship is being researched. The positive number indicating the critical value is x squared equal to 3.841 based on the level of significance and the degrees of freedom. The test statistic is determined to be equal to x squared equal to 2.22 at 1. The test statistic is less than the critical value, hence enough reasons are not available to support rejection of the null hypothesis. The result uphold the assertion that the mode of transport does not have a meaningful effect on the duration of the journey to be intended destination.